Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. And we have learned a lot of many algorithms of supervised learning for classification and for regression. And in this video, we are going to discuss another very important algorithm for that is known as KNN. That stands for K nearest neighbor algorithm. This is very interesting algorithm which is used to do the classification. We have KNN of two types, K nearest neighbor and K means clustering. And in this algorithm, we work with K nearest neighbors. So when we talk of K nearest neighbor algorithm, basically it is a type of supervised learning which can be used for classification as well as for regression of predictive problems. And the main target is to do classification in this case. When we talk of K nearest neighbor, it has two properties. One property is a lazy learning algorithm, another one is non-parametric learning algorithm, where KNN is a lazy algorithm because it doesn't have specialized training phase and it uses all the data while the classification. It means it will not filter out the attributes, it will go with all the attributes. It will consider all the attributes to choose its nearest neighbor for finding this algorithm. Now it is a non-parametric algorithm because it doesn't assume anything about the underlying data. So it's work free of all such things. Now another thing, it is talking of nearest neighbor. It means to calculate the nearest neighbor we might be requiring certain parameter, and that one is a distance. When we talk of distance, it can go with the Euclidean distance, it can go with the Manhattan distance. So we are having these ways when we talk of Euclidean and Manhattan distance. So when we talk of working of K nearest neighbor algorithm to predict the data points, it go with a number of steps. So in the first step, it must load the training data. We will do the example of this, and we need to choose the K value, like 3 nearest neighbor it want to choose, 5 nearest neighbor it want to choose, and so on. Then it will calculate the distance between the two given points for a particular value. Now the distance, based on the distance value, it will sort them in the ascending order and it will choose the K top values. But what does it mean? It will consider the data points, whatever the data points are there. Fine. So now what it is talking of, suppose we are given X and Y parameters. For this we are having some data like this: 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 3 and so on. And now what does it mean? It means, now suppose I want to calculate the value for any of the class, in which here we say there is a class given. For example, suppose if x value is 2, y value is 3. In this case, let us say it says this is class 1, and this says class 1, this says class 2, it says class 3, and so on. So this is the input which is given, and now suppose it want to check if there is a new value x dash, it is coming. It wants to check if x dash, this is my question query, x dash and y dash, some values are given. So it wants to check if x is dash is y and y dash is equal to 3, what will be the class. So now again the question is, we have the data set and now it wants to check if x value is this and y value is this, where into which class this belongs to. So if we this KNN, what this KNN algorithm says, it certain have should KNN where k value. Now suppose we are talking about k's value is 3 or k's value is suppose 2 and suppose 1 or something like that. Some value for k should be given in which we have to calculate. Now here it says, when it is working on this technique, it will calculate Euclidean distance or Manhattan distance. Now what is the formula for Euclidean distance? It says x dash minus x the square plus y dash minus y the square. Now what does it mean? It means x dash is 5 minus x value will keep on changing, like xi, then xi equal to this, then xi will be this, then this and this. Similarly for y value it will be changing, so xi and yi. So first case y, I am minus 2 square plus y dash, that is 3 minus 3 square in the very first case. It will find out certain value, and similarly it will proceed further for this value, it will calculate the value, and so on. It will calculate all the values. This is the first step when we talk of KNN algorithm. Now once this is done, what KNN will next do, it will arrange the values in ascending order of Euclidean distance. So it will arrange the values. Now here comes the very important part. Now suppose if it says k, value of k is 3 in this case, so it will pick top 3 rows, means top k rows. Now suppose in this top k rows the class comes to be class 1, class 1, class 2, likewise. So it will go with the majority, which says 2 times class 1 is coming. It means the question which I am asking will belong to class 1. The output value will lie in this case to class 1. So this is how k nearest neighbor algorithm works. We will do a complete example of this also. So now have a look at this, what it is saying. It's saying that here I am having this point, these 2 points in the data set. Now I want to check, there is a point lying over here. I want to pick the nearest values. Now if it says k's value is equal to 5, so it will pick 5 nearest points. Let us say this one, this one, this one, this one, and suppose this one is the nearest point. So it has picked 5 nearest point. So based on this 5 nearest point, it will go with the majority. Now suppose this point belongs to class 1, this belongs to class 1, this belongs to class 1, this belongs to class 2, and this belongs to class 2. Now from these 5 points, the majority is of first point. So it will automatically put this point into class 1, means the question point, it will put it into class 1. So it is going with the majority. So here we are talking of 3NN algorithm. So this point, it will pick the 3 nearest neighbors, and based on that it will assign the class. Now it has certain pros and cons, because this is very simple algorithm to understand and interpret. It is very useful for non-linear data because there is no assumption about the data. It is a versatile algorithm as we can use it for classification as well as for regression. It is relatively high accuracy, but there are much better supervised learning algorithm than the KNN. And talking of cons of this KNN, it is computationally a bit expensive, because for each and every data item we have to calculate the Euclidean distance. So now suppose we are having 150 data items. Now what do we need to do? And we want to ask a question for x and y value, xi and yi, means to which class this will be lying. So what we need to do, we have to calculate the Euclidean distance for all these 150 points. So this is a lengthy process and expensive also. So 150 Euclidean distances will be calculated, which will then be sorted in the ascending order, and based on that, now suppose k was given with 15, we will pick the top 15 rows, and from those 15 rows we will pick the majority of the class, and then we will decide the answer to this question. So that's why this is known as expensive algorithm. High memory storage required as compared to other supervised learning algorithms, because a lot of data is to be stored. Prediction in this case is slow if the data items are big. It is very sensitive to scale of data as well as irrelevant features. It has a number of applications, like in banking system. It can be used for banking system to predict whether an individual is a fit of loan approval, calculating the credit ratings. It is used for politics, in the case it will vote whether someone will vote or not. So all such things are there in which it is going. So in this video we have discussed about the KNN, introduction of KNN, algorithm for KNN and applications of KNN. We have also discussed pros and cons, and in the next video we will discuss about the numerical problems of KNN. That will make you understand how this is working. We will solve 1 or 2 numerical problems in the next video. So thanks for watching the video, and just subscribe and click on notification for the upcoming video. So thanks for watching the video.